enjoying it?
So now it was good. I like to experience many things about HR
Mm-hmm.
and
Nice.
have a knowledge about the recruitment, talent acquisition, and how to like
Perfect.
job post,
Hmm.
write the job description and all.
Lovely. It's practical, right? These
Yes,
जो
ma'am.
भी trainings हो रहे हैं तो वो practical होता है ऐसे कि नहीं they are not bookish.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ
Like
वो
ma'am, HR is
difference है.
almost a practical thing.
हाँ practicals ही कहते हैं because this is what will carry you in the real world and in the corporate segment कि आप लोगों को practical usage bookish तो it is good to know but
Yes, ma'am.
जो तरीके अभी हो रहे हैं practice कर रहे हैं ना that is something that you have to understand and only with assignments you will get it है ना
Yes,
यत्र
yes, ma'am.
यत्र ठीक है
Ma'am, yes,
चलो
hard.
यथार्थ
Yes,
संस्कृत
ma'am.
नेम हाँ यथार्थ
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है चलो we'll wait for others है ना
Sure, ma'am.
Hi, Rajesh.
Hi, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Hi, Salma. Hi, Manisha. Hi, Pranjali. Hi, Rashmi. Ayyappan, Sonam, Kranti, Likita, Divya, Swati, Preeti, so, Narvada. Hi, Manisha. I hope I've not missed anyone.
Hello.
Hi. Hi, Salma. Your kid is not there?
She's sleeping now.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's a task, huh?
Yeah.
It's a mammoth's task. How old? She's 2 years, right?
She's three. She's three now.
3. Okay, a long way to go. Hi, Pranjali. So, how was last session? You guys went through your assignments. How did it go?
It was great, ma'am.
It was good? Great. Great. Salma, you're under the weather?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I think the last week was my turn. So, recover, you rest, have hot water with you. Okay?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. So can anybody quickly, we have 5 minutes, anybody quickly can give me a review of what your training was last week? What is that you have learned in the last week session? Points bhi chalega. फटाफट चलो.
So, ma'am, we have learned about the recruitment process, talent acquisition, the key differences between these, and after that, job description, how to write job descriptions, then how to post the job, and how to make your like LinkedIn profile into a hiring one in Naukri.com also, and forecasting. That's all,
ठीक है.
ma'am.
Forecasting, fantastic. Yes, Rajesh, what is your views? What have you learned?
Recruitment life cycle also we learn.
Okay, I'm not just talking about my session last Tuesday, but also what Kashish ma'am and others had learned. How is your learning journey? Because each module is interrelated and they are not an independent module कि आप बस एक को सीखो और दूसरे को भूल जाओ. ऐसा नहीं हो सकती है. They are all well knit. They are all together. So you'll have to, make a correlation of the procedures and steps. It's a formula basically. HR is all about strategy, forecasting, planning, implementing the planning, and also checking how the plan works because we are dealing with human being. We are not dealing with machines, we are not dealing with anything else because we are dealing with human being with a lot of emotions, different skill sets, different behavior aspects, different traditions, and different geographical locations. And based on the company core values and the company's procedures, mission के साथ हमारी जो टीम बनानी है, it is a challenging task. अरे घर में जो लोग हैं उनको इकट्ठा बिठा के खाना नहीं खिला सकते हम लोग. Imagine the work of a HR which you are doing by bringing in all people from different levels, different designations, and different industries to work under the same umbrella with the same mission in mind is quite challenging. है ना? So that's the reason the more you learn in terms of HR recruitment, training, talent acquisition, placement, procedures, it is very challenging. And if you guys are into artistics and हर रंग एक ही तरह के होते हैं, 7 रंग होते हैं, बस उस 7 रंग को आप कैसे रख के एक अच्छी सी सुंदर सी पिक्चर बनाते हो वो आपके हिसाब पे होती है. And that's the magic you have being into the HR industry, that you know to identify the skill set, the potential, the mindset, the interest, and the ability of the person. Okay, and I can never forget the first HR I had met in my first company way back in 98. It was Mr. Achar. And I was just 10th standard pass and he was recruiting me for a BPO. He asked me why I should hire you. I felt the question very odd at that moment. But as experience started going, when we ask the candidates, it's such a a different feeling to know the values each one has. Few people are joining just for experience, few people for different salaries. So it's never enough we know related to HR. है ना? So how are the assignments, Akash? Assignments अच्छे थे?
जी मैम.
किया आपने पूरे?
जी.
ठीक है, चलो. How about you, Rajesh?
Yes, ma'am. I done all of my assignments.
You completed all of them?
Yes, ma'am. I uploaded also.
Okay, fine. Thank you so much. How about others? Divya, Manpreet, Ayapan? Oh, Salma, yes. Salma getting a nod and a lovely cute smile. Pranjali, thank you guys for keeping your camera on. बहुत अच्छा लगता है जब आप लोगों का चेहरा देखते हैं. It really makes us feel nice to discuss and talk with you. Chalo, let's start with this week's session. Let me just close my previous one and open. So ये हफ्ते भी, like every other week, we have an assignment followed after our training session. Screens, कहाँ गया मेरा? 1 minute, let me just open this and keep. Anybody would like to share your experiences meantime, guys? It'll really be nice to listen to your experiences. कुछ नहीं? Yes, no, maybe? Not much. Okay. तो एक तो होगी कि आप लोगों को सब कुछ समझ में आ गया या फिर कुछ भी समझ में नहीं आया. इसके बीच में तो कुछ ना कुछ तो रहेगा. You should be, please be vocal if you are not able to understand any of the modules. इसलिए तो WhatsApp ग्रुप भी बनाया गया है. अगर if you feel stuck, please post your questions. है ना? And guys, have some water with you. The climate is really not good. Everybody are falling sick. So thankfully, I've recovered now recently. Is the screen visible? Yeah.
Yes,
Thank you.
ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
So welcome for week 2 training in our HR training modules against from to value. So last week I had conducted introduction of recruitment. So Hanji. हाँ आकाश बोलिए.
जी आपने पढ़ाया था पिछली बार.
अच्छा ठीक है, म्यूट पे चलो, म्यूट डाल देना. हाँ. And so this week we are going to look into sourcing and employer branding. Why they are important, how they make a difference, and what is that why is that we have to look at. उससे पहले ये बताओ कि आप लोग ब्रांडिंग के नाम सुनते ही क्या लगता है, आपको क्या याद आ जाता है? What does
Like
branding
brands,
mean to you?
mobile brands. Like,
हाँ,
Promoting.
promotion, brands, और
Ma'am,
उस हाँ हाँ स्वाति, go ahead.
ma'am, I think branding represent a unique, ID or identification of a company.
Perfect. It shows
Ma'am, it
stability. हाँ जी, हाँ यथार्थ बताइए.
can also be a goodwill of a company.
गुडविल अच्छा लगता है, गुडविल फैक्टर, ट्रस्ट है. पुराने जमाने में फोन होता था, इट वाज ओनली नोकिया. वो इतना बड़ा हट्टा कट्टा सा अच्छा खाता पीते खानदान के होते हुए बिग, द ब्लू फोन which was really solid. You had no worry of it breaking, but still later as trends changed, we had the different brandings. We started using more soft features, friendly screens. As time changes, branding also changed. And also your usage, your preferences change. अगर आप update नहीं होते तो companies also fall down. So as simple as Nokia is a classic example as a company who never were to the market standard, nor in terms of their employees, nor in terms of handling their customers or upgrading their policies. But whereas if you see Samsung and Apple are one of those companies who have been upgrading not only the products but also the company policies. वो अपने company के hiring, they've changed their hiring method, the strategies, how they hire, how they identify the candidates. They keep open platforms, Google and other places, they keep open platforms, hackathons रखते हैं, जहां बच्चे technically sound है, they are absorbed. Ultimately, the company is hiring people who find solution for the challenges faced in technology. Can be of any age, can be from any culture, and language is one language, technical language. Coding aati hai, Python aati hai, whatever the platform, they are good to go. So they are diversified. So this is something that every company has to be evolution wise in their sourcing and building their branding. If you see after COVID, few companies आप देख सकते हो, I'm sure TCS, yeah, CTS, Cognizant, they have still work from home continued. They are someone who wants to continue because they found it more effective. And especially ladies now with the periods, 6 days periods or 4 days periods, they have a paid leave. Men, what do you say, maternity leave for men. So when their new policies are coming, companies are branding, they are people friendly and candidates perspective, भाई मुझे वो company में काम करना है. And when you go for hiring freshers, क्या बनना है? मैम मुझे वो company में जाना है. It's more than the role, the designation. People want to fix themselves in the companies for the value they give, the way they handle the people, and the interview processes are so simple. है ना? It makes sense. So when it comes to sourcing and employer branding, we are going to look into the importance of candidates sourcing, understanding the right talent. हर कोई काम नहीं कर सकता है. Certain people are experts in certain things. And also job boards, जो यथार्थ ने बताए थे कि how we even source candidates, platforms क्या होती है, alternative platforms भी होते हैं, बहुत सारे हैं alternative. In fact, if I give you the assignment to identify, list the platforms, it will be never ending. So sourcing metrics क्या होता है? There is a metrics where you can actually track if you are in the right direction of sourcing. It's a guidelines कि चलो भाई मैंने सही किया है, how I have been working on to. Clear? So sourcing is, as I said, can anybody read this? Manisha, would you like to read this for me?
Overview of sourcing candidates, understanding where and how to find the right talent, different platforms and methods of for candidate sourcing such as job brands, social media, and employee reference.
Perfect. So now I would like to pose the same question back to you guys. Where do you think we can find the right talent? जैसे हमने लास्ट वीक बोला था वी हैव अ कंपनी नाइका, तो मुझे उसमें से मार्केटिंग वाले बंदे चाहिए या फिर समवन हु इज फ्रॉम द डिजिटल मार्केटिंग. हाउ विल आई फाइंड और वेयर विल आई फाइंड द राइट पीपल? बेसिक आइडिया तो बोलो.
LinkedIn and
We can do
Naukri.
internal sourcing and external sourcing.
हाँ, लिंक्डइन, करेक्ट मनीषा. हाँ जी, हु इज दैट?
There are two type of sourcing: internal one, which we like references, and the
ठीक है.
external one, which we use the social media and platforms.
परफेक्ट है दैट. सो अभी इंटरनल को साइड में रखते हैं, एक्सटर्नल में बोलिएगा. वेयर विल यू गो अहेड? कहाँ पे जाके सोर्स करोगे? लिंक्डइन.
Naukri.com,
हाँ.
Naukri.com.
यस कशिश.
We can look for the like talent pools. Universities में भी हम ढूंढ सकते हैं. Sorry, we
Perfect.
apart from LinkedIn and Naukri, we can also search on the other website portals. मतलब those are in running. So we can to universities में we can hire if the demand is for the skill and the fresh graduates. We can look over there as well.
So the websites जो आपने बताया था, other websites, can we take this as a side hustle or a side assignment to list down websites, share it in the group with the link where job seekers are available? It becomes a database for you guys because there are a lot of database. In fact, I know kamkida.com. There's a new website, kamkida.com, where they're giving free for the recruiters and free for the job seekers. So there are a lot of innovative platforms. We call them ATS platforms. Job seeker platforms होते हैं, उनको हम ATS बोलते हैं. And these platforms, many companies are forming right now. So because there is huge requirement for jobs, and not many companies can afford to pay to hire candidates. This is just a piece of information good to go. If you're a company, आकाश ने एक कंपनी खोला है, ठीक है आकाश, ABC कंपनी, और उसमें से he wants someone to have a delivery boy. तो आकाश has to register with naukri.com to post his job requirement. और पता है कितना लगता है उस पे? It takes at least 55,000 rupees per, I think a month or two, only to see 3,000 CVs. So imagine the number of money these ATS platforms are earning. And not every small or mid-sized companies or startup companies can afford to hire or post their requirements. So they look for alternative, cost-effective platforms to source the right candidate. ऐसे job seekers तो बहुत सारे लोग हैं. But now there's another niche requirement if you're in getting into recruitment is the sound system. People who are in the sound system, there are people who actually do the servicing of the speakers, which Bosch is a pioneer. And this requirement, you won't believe, I have been working for the last 8 months where we could not find even one eligible candidate who can go do the servicing. Leave alone education, leave alone experience. So there are a lot of challenging requirements coming up with the growing industry standards कि job availability तो है, but सही candidate के पास नहीं पहुंचता है, ना ही the job seeker is able to identify the job seekers. I mean, job givers are not able to identify the job seekers. So different platforms, methods are definitely there and they keep growing and evolving. It is not fixed कि चलो आज अभी AI आ चुका है, ChatGPT आ चुका है, everybody is going to land into a job, everybody is going to get into a job. No, but there are different challenges in every single technology, in every single segment of job seekers. So why is it crucial, guys? ये बोलो, why is it crucial to have the right candidate? क्यों चाहिए? Let me stop here. Why are you yourself undergoing this training? Bolo?
To
Akash?
gain knowledge,
Yeah.
to gain insights about the HR.
To gain insights about the HR. But again, after gaining insights, Rajesh, are you just going to sit there or are you going to apply for a
No,
job?
ma'am. Apply for job.
Huh.
You
So
can-
you become
yeah.
a potential job seeker.
Yes. Yes,
And
ma'am.
what are you going to do after that? What are you going to do after that? You have to prepare yourself for a job, clear
Yes,
through the
ma'am.
interview. To the interview, you need to make the impression that you
Yes.
stand apart from the rest of the crowd. For that, you need to build your confidence. You need to know the HR keywords or industry related keywords which the HR wants to listen. Even if you are in a HR company, definitely your ears will be fine-tuned to listen to the keywords. And understanding of the keywords will only come when you know what kind of job you want to go for. Right? For example, I have a job for an artist. Okay, समझो कि मुझे एक what artist बनानी है. In that, I'm going to call Kashish. Kashish, for example, she's from software रख लो, मानो, ठीक है Kashish? So I call her and she's applied for a job and I interview. Do you think she's the right person for the job? She's
No,
good in
ma'am.
painting. She knows
No,
painting.
ma'am.
No, henna the way, but she knows painting. She knows how to hold the brush. She has an idea of the colors. But there is something called specialization, something called expertise, subject matter experts. And that is the reason each one of us have to strive to make ourselves better. Right? And we can only build ourselves if we are learning with the relevant industry, relevant courses, relevant keywords. सुनने के लिए, बात करने के लिए, पढ़ने के लिए तो बहुत सारे स्टडी मटेरियल है, but choosing and identifying the right keywords is the best way. And being the HR, you have to have a fine tune and your eyesight should be ready to identify the keywords which you are going to hire. Keywords in job description, keywords during interview, keywords during description. So when you're sourcing the candidate, you're identifying the candidate who has the caliber, who is meant for that role, even with maybe 1 year experience is okay, who can be, added value or can be groomed from the company perspective. इसलिए we have the salary or sorry, the experience category 0 to 1, 1 to 2 years, 3 years, ऐसा होता है, so that we can handhold. The company has a capacity to train the candidate, the right candidate with the experience. And also they should fit in the right budget. अभी मैं कशिश को hire कर रही हूँ. Kashish as a software engineer would be having somewhere for 5 years experience. It can be 70% of her experience. So 70% मतलब 5 years से her salary may basic starting salary will be somewhere from 7 to 10 lakhs. But मुझे अपना पेंटिंग के लिए उतना नहीं है मेरे पास budget. Even if she has a skill, even if it's a passive income, I need to see that she is fitting my budget. And she will stay with me for any other art or creative activities in future. Just because I'm desperate to fill a position right now, I cannot take her. I might keep her under the talent acquisition as an alternative purpose in recruitment. So these are the few common sense. Okay, these are the few common sense you have to have in mind when you're doing your recruitment and sourcing. So that is the reason you need to know the importance, why it is crucial to know how, when, why, what, who you have to hire or source. Sourcing, what is the difference between sourcing and hiring?
I'm
Divya?
sourcing.
हाँ
I'm
बताओ
sourcing is
Divya.
just searching for the candidates, and hiring is the offering the job.
Good, fair enough. Sourcing is actually searching or accumulating people of the same requirement. So sourcing में क्या हो सकता है? If for one position, Manpreet, it was good to see you both girls. So in sourcing, अगर एक requirement है, I can keep in pipeline of 6 to 7 candidates. Okay, creating a pool of resources whom we can identify and then give the final offer letter. So group discussion rounds, their previous background verifications, discussion rounds, technical rounds, paperwork, their education criterias, their leave, etc. Different formalities as per the company requirement, the hiring procedure will take. But sourcing is identifying requirement. And ideal sourcing for BPOs, where the attrition rate is more, they have a count for one position, they usually source 1:20 candidates for BPO industry. So that's not the case in IT industry. So it's good to know if you have HR friends in different industries, speak to them. What is the ratio of hiring one candidate to different candidates? The same thing for training. Right now, we have a lot of soft skills trainers and other people. So we have freelancers, people from different budget, etc. So all of them are available. So एक को ढूंढो 20 मिल जाएंगे. But the stability and the people to grow is something that you have to go on your judgment. ठीक है? Any questions till now, guys? Clear है? Questions है? समझ में आया? Test रखूंगी हाँ बाद में. All right, chalo. Let me share my screen. Okay, so it is crucial as we understand that it builds the strong talent pipeline. The stronger the team, even if the company's product is not good. Classic example, you can again go back to Misho. Misho, जब उन्होंने start किया, they had very pathetic reviews. But the internal core team, hiring, product, the app development team, the vendor management team, the finance team, they started gearing up people. If you see Misho's case history, you will find out they had so much of challenges. In fact, they were about to shut down, but they built a very good base of people who took responsibilities in a very serious time, and they made the company more profitable now, and they're growing big time. Okay, and sourcing, if when we have this 1:5 ratio, 1:10 ratio, next time, if for example Yatharth has a company. Yeah, let's keep Rajesh company. Okay, Rajesh's company is there and he has 3 people in finance. You're basically handling salary of different employees. Okay, so I am Rajesh's employee. Manisha is Rajesh's employee. Kashish's. I resign and leave. So while hiring Anita, Kashish, Manish, Rajesh would have sourced Kranti, Divya, Litika. So they would already be in his database who suit the skill set, the age criteria, the location criteria, salary criteria. So they're already a database in Rajesh's company. So at any point of time, even with the time frame of 1 to 2 years later, he can go back with his database where he has quality candidates. He can check, hey Divya, are you available still? Are you looking for a job? You had applied for a company some time back. We have an opening right now. So it builds the quality of candidates, and maintaining and identifying them is very crucial as a HR, guys. Okay, irrespective of which domain in HR you are, which vertical you are, people management should be your basic mantra. If you're, I would like to add this, if you're someone saying that I'm an introvert, boss, this is not the industry. If you're someone who says that I choose to communicate only when needed, then you need to reframe your sentence saying that you're open for conversation and you're there to help your team. Because when it comes to HR, as Sir Modi sir said last week, you have to work vertically, laterally, and in all directions of the organization, top to bottom, bottom to up, including the vendors, security vendor, drivers, chai wala who bring chai for you, the canteen vendors. The people interaction goes limitless. In fact, HRs are the one souls people will know you even after they've left the company. Okay. So you're someone who, even if your family members are forgotten, but not the job seekers or the person who hires you. This I just would like to share one on a lighter note. Wipro was one company where I attended interview for 7 times. Yes, I wanted to get into technical term. So, and the HR was like so desperate. He said, "You're actually failing the test. Why are you even coming for it?" I had to literally break it down, saying that, "Sir, I've settled here. My parents are here for the treatment. मुझे काम चाहिए." And I need a job even though I'm not from technical terms. So there are certain HRs who can change your life. And I hope you guys are someone who actually can make a difference in any of the job seekers. Okay, so be human and do the best you can. So it reduces the time to hire. You have a backup, you have a resource of audience with you, resource of candidates who are eligible, and also enhances your organization productivity. You know that they have Kashish as an alternative creative side. Who knows, once a company grows, Kashish can also handle painting, drawing, or other technical aspect based on her extracurricular activities, which during the interview should be identified. So when you're in the interview, not only job descriptions, when you're sourcing and when you're talking to the candidates, you should also make a note, advisable to make a note in an Excel or something of their hobbies, their alternative careers, if they're an award winnees. You know, there was one girl who was in IT industry, she was into SAP, and she was a Bharatanatyam classical dancer, won a lot of awards. So she took up the cultural events of the event and she represented the company in Bangalore. So when time comes, you will be able to identify people even in the different relevancies. Understanding people is very important, okay? And it also current hiring challenges that talents are really short now. Or maybe our job seekers are not building their resume in the right way with using the keywords. And most of the time when even you're building your resumes after the training, I would definitely recommend to use Chat GPT with the certificates you have covered. Okay, and the number of courses that you have gone, where it can at least prompt and give you a rough resume which have keywords and can be recognized by different companies and based on the ATS. Okay, so we have talent shortages. People who are diverse or talented, skillful, certified are missing, and we're not able to hire them. And competition for the top talent is there because many companies already would have given their offer letter. Okay, and passive candidates are hard to reach. अब ये बोलो passive candidates क्या होते हैं? I haven't heard from you guys for long. बोलो. What is passive candidates?
Like they're not looking for the opportunities, but they're open when the opportunity comes.
छिपे रुस्तम हुए ना सलमान. So yes, perfect, well said. So they are the candidates, someone like this group, I would say. Okay, because why this group? Let me stop this here. Passive job seekers are the ones who are building themselves step by step. Okay, who are looking for a good job. They are aware of where they want to get into the next 3 years, next 4 years. what certifications I have to do, what experience I have to gain, how I should build myself, be it communication skills. Oh, he got up, oh, so sweet. ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं है, rest कर लो. Okay, and how he has to behave. He learns from others. So a passive job seeker or a passive candidate is the best one you need to look for. And identifying and convincing them to join the company is a challenge. We'll be looking into that, but that was very well said, Selva. How are you managing with not being well, girl, with a kid? It's
She's
challenging.
also not well, so we both are managing.
Okay. ठीक है. So the next slide here is, sorry, let me go. So can you read this for me, Yatharth?
Define the role, what are skills, qualification, and experience required, or fill the company culture. Targets audience identification, demographics, including age, location, skills level, interest and motivations. Third point, active versus passive candidates. Active job seekers or actively looking, and passive employed but open to better opportunities.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So what are the skills and qualifications that you have to look at? Can somebody explain this to me? What would you think the right fit for a company can be? What do you say? All of you are, I think most of you are freshers and few are working in the IT segment. Is that the audience we have?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Manisha, how about you, Manisha, Manpreet? Guys, I would request you all to come on camera if possible. Fresher. Okay, fresher.
Fresher.
Fresher ego. Okay, ठीक है. So if there's experienced people, then you please let me know. Ki, what do you think why companies should hire the freshers?
According to me, I think, there will be always, new projects coming up, and then we, the current employees, they might be busy in some sort of project, and they required someone fresher to at least have a knowledge on that particular sector, and we give training to the freshers, and then take them when the project starts. So that's why we keep them.
Perfect. Good. I would like to listen more from all of you. Thanks, Salma, for that. Yes.
I believe freshers bring in some kind of innovative ideas. For example, if I talk about AI or use of ChatGPT. So if, like for example, if I'm working for the past 4 years, then I have to come up with a certification. Apart from working, I need to get a certification so that I can excel in that area. Maybe then I can work on that project. Maybe the company is gonna launch in the future. But with the freshers, they are already into that tech savvy part. उन्हें already they are well familiar with the tech part, so they are into, while they are learning the theoretical part, they are also getting themselves adapt to those projects or maybe those technologies. So this is what innovation they will genuinely bring into the industry. Okay, all they need is a life project they might be working on that can groom themselves. That's the thing I believe.
That's really good, Kashish. Yes, Pranjali, would you like to add on something to it? Okay, Divya, Swati. Guys, I don't want the regular people to talk. Fresher, but still, at least you can share your details, na Divya, ki why people should hire you. You should voice out, right?
Yeah, actually, I think the company should hire the fresher to they can experience new things and knowledge. They can skill their skills.
वो तो काम मिलने के बाद, but why should they even hire freshers? If
Can
somebody
I-
asks you the question, what would you do?
Ma'am, actually freshers do not demand high salary.
Okay, Kavya.
Ma'am, because when higher pressure, they give less salary, and if higher experienced, then salary is given to high.
Okay.
I would like to add
And
one
can
more
I?
point also. So, when we have the experienced candidates, they move to the next level, the management level. So, the senior management, there should be a group where the middle management should be. So that's why we try and then we make them move to the middle management.
Perfect. That actually complements. So it is a cycle. Just like how you join LKG, it's not that you're going to be in your life in LKG and throughout your life. Promotion hoti hai, and if you're staying in the same designation more than 3 years, it is time to assess yourself why you're not growing laterally in an organization, be it HR, be it IT, be it in any other companies, like any other designations. So here, let me go back. I'll just minimize the camera. So here, back to this. The skills, qualifications, and experience required if it comes to come in a freshers, as we all share details, a young energy, that Josh wala comes with so much of chat GPTs and creative and innovative ways to chill modify and bring in vibe culture differences, dressing sense, and they are more tech savvy. We don't even know कि Snapchat के साथ सिर्फ हमारा एक Instagram में कुछ marketing भी करना है ना. हम 40s के जो लोग 80s model है 90s model है, we definitely find it challenging. I'm an 80s model. So there are a lot of things that young generation bring in, and we are getting that current vibe to gel with and let the company grow. It is knowledge, energy, ability, and latest technology available with the freshers they bring in. So I definitely would recommend all the freshers to gear up with certifications. There are good relevant certifications, key knowledges, बहुत सारे study materials हैं. I know what you're learning here in Stu Valley. Look into Udemy, Coursera, edX.com, TEDx.com. There are a lot of meetups happening in all over the country. You have bookmyshow.com, not just for movies, but you have other events where even people like you come to brainstorm startup ideas relevant to your industries, where as a fresher, you're leveraging your value and you are being the industry expert and having the right keyword, building yourself in terms of skills, qualifications, and expectations as a fresher. You know it. And with those basic knowledge, as Salma rightly said, the companies invest into hand holding, ओरिएंटेशन होता है, कंपनी के बारे में प्रोडक्ट ट्रेनिंग्स होते हैं, knowledge transfer which they call the KT, you have on job training, OJTs होते हैं. So you are prepared to grow with the companies. And once you have done that, once you feel that they are fit the company culture, you are placed, you're hired, you're trained, you start working, you go at least after a year and a half of experience, you start growing in your next appraisal bucket. So appraisal, bucket lists, these are the few HR key terms that you have to be fine-tuned with your ears. All right. So in your bucket list, in your HR hierarchies, you should start identifying what is the requirement in the company, where you really fit. Are you good into recruitment? Are you good into the finance sector? Are you good in Excel, macros, reporting systems? Are you ready to go ahead with the business analyst roles? So different roles, try to see where you fit in like a jigsaw puzzle, or exactly combining yourself with the company. Okay, every individual who's a fresher here, I would recommend to build yourself with a company in the HR industry at least for 2 to 3 years. Learn the company culture, learn the keywords, learn the expectations, the processes, different things. You have lateral global transitions. You have words which very niche HR companies do. So HR is a vast, vast, vast requirement. Our जो sourcing or recruitment हम कर रहे हैं is just a little baby steps into HR industry. Okay. Here the other back to our module, the other understanding of the right talent is the target audience demographic location. For example, you're somewhere in Kolkata, for example, your offices, and you need to start an office in Kerala. So you identifying the person who knows the technology, who knows the company culture, same time should be aware of the local language. And that is one of the challenges to find in terms of placement and sourcing and hiring. Also interested, the person should be interested to come down to Kerala, should be interested if he's ready to relocate from the company side. If they have not found someone there to hire a new candidate, the existing candidate should be ready to come, and we finding a replacement for him in Kolkata will be a different challenge. So target audience identification is still a major challenge in most of the companies. उन लोगों को they don't get the candidates who are ready to travel, and there are few candidates who are like, sir मैं हूँ ना, I'm ready to travel, मुझे दुनिया में कहीं पे भी भेजो, मैं ready हूँ travel करने के लिए. Unfortunately, they don't get placed. All right. So make sure that you are aware, and while hiring, while talking to the candidate, while sourcing with them, make sure that you even take the preferences they are ready for relocation and which all the states. There are few offers in South India. We are okay anywhere in the V belt of India. Karnataka, Kerala, Andhra, Tamil Nadu. So we are okay because we feel it's South India as a home there. अगर मुझे North India में जाना है, तो we will have a second thought preferences. ठीक है? So active passive seekers is something I would like you all to focus, because most of the recruitment, sourcing, talent acquisition, placement, we find a challenge to see the fine line between them in the candidates. So can you just share what all challenges could be in terms of active and passive candidates? Anything, craziest wild guess. Wild guess. We know what is active job seeker. Active job seeker matlab मैं who's desperate to get a job. I need to apply job every day. मुझे काम चाहिए. I have an offer letter from Kashish with her Nika. But still, I go to Rajesh. I say, hey Rajesh, I'm ready to be your business advisor, but I have an offer already for 2 lakhs. And I'm going to quote, ज़्यादा दो तभी मैं join करूँगी, because I know he is in need of the skill set I have or the experience. तो यहाँ पे थोड़ा बहुत मुझे negotiate करना पड़ता है. And then after, Yatharth will start announcing कि hey, we have a requirement for my client. I'll say, hey Yatharth, एक vacancy है क्या? I have an opening. I'm ready to join. I'm an immediate candidate. मुझे 20 दिन में join करने वाली हूँ. मैं already am in the notice period. Buy off भी नहीं चाहिए. I give everything that Yatharth is looking for his client. I am an active job seeker. So in short, active job seekers can also be job hoppers. Okay, so be aware of such active job seekers who have shown inconsistency in their resumes. Someone who's not been in a company more than for 1.5 years would be a job seeker until unless it's a valid reason. जैसे एक्सीडेंट हुआ या फिर कोविड हुआ, that's fine. Okay, but if someone says, nahi ma'am, we had one candidate, okay, one candidate who had changed jobs within 4 jobs within the last 2 years. पता नहीं बंदे ने सिर्फ orientation OJT को join किया, took up the salary after that, OJT took his permanent salary and then started bidding with other companies, so that he doesn't have to break the contract. There are certain companies that by the time you have your OJT, you cannot leave. If not, you'll have to pay the company and leave. So there are a lot of job seekers who take advantage of the company policies, buyback policies and other things. So you should be very much aware of such candidates. Okay, and sourcing mein ek aur baat hai, when you're in the Naukri portal. Have you guys got to see the Naukri portal? You saw.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
So,
ma'am.
okay, let me pause here in that case. So, when it comes to Naukri portal, tell me what exactly did you understand when it comes to Naukri portal? How does it show the top 10 or top 50? I hope the trainer is here. She will come with a danda. Okay. Okay.
The
Basic
first
common
last,
sense.
the
Ha,
updated one, last 15 days, whoever are active on the Naukri portal and the
yes.
skill set that matches comes on the top.
Perfect. So Naukri or any of the ATS, they work on a basic algorithm. When if you know mathematics, a basic algorithm, the person who spends 10 to 15 minutes in a job portal, by default, the ATS platforms considers them as an active job seeker. And when you're sourcing, there is an option to show last 6 months, last 3 months, last 4 months. So if you're putting this person has been desperately looking and logging into these portals every day on a 10 to 15 minutes basis, by default, their profile will be shown on top, including the keyword search which you have put in the Boolean characters. Okay, and also with the paid versions of what you take with Naukri and other things, by default it will show your topic, your resume. So being a recruiter, your eyes should be fine-tuned with the keywords. The one we have 30 seconds. You have 30 seconds ideally, especially when you're doing a mass hiring and when you're doing a walk-ins, you have less than 30 seconds to actually screen the resumes to fit it. See if this person is genuine, if this resume has been made by AI, or this person really knows this stuff. So we have the candidates in between. That is how perfect you have to be when you are getting into recruitment. All right. So yes, Prashant, she is the best. So you have to make sure that you know what you're actually doing over those things. Okay, as a recruiter, that's what you have to be fine-tuned, trained to it. Best would be go through LinkedIn profiles, visit the profiles. You will find ample of people. Do a search; it's a free of cost, and go through the profiles of those people. You will find the genuine ones, and you will be able to identify people of potence just to learn if you do not have a sourcing platform to practice. ठीक है? Chalo, let's wrap up. We have few more things here. Let me close. Hanji. So these are the basic differences between the passive and active candidates, job search statuses, engagement method. So these guys reach through job ads, career fairs, recruitment platforms, whereas these guys are more often through networking, referrals, LinkedIn. That's a reason LinkedIn, Indeed, and other, what you say, very well settled corporate candidates are available there. CEOs, CXOs, CTOs, directors. So those guys don't do or fall under the active job seeker candidates. Urgency of the jobs. Candidates are more urgent to find a role. But whereas passive people are confident, they will land in a job as far as they build their profile, build themselves through testimonies on LinkedIn, having people for addressing them, the clientele that they work in, that would sell their resumes. Quality versus quantity. So, dear future HR guys, candidates, please make sure there is quality in your work and not quantity. If not, it goes to a crash. Your sourcing pool will break down, and there can be a lot of loopholes and leakages in the system. Unfortunately, I would say something like the Agniveer in army. In fact, there are a lot of controversies. People who have left after 4 years can also breach the security and safety systems. So be mindful of whom you're hiring, why you're here hiring, and how the candidate is, the time and effort. Active candidates are easy to find because they will find you even before you as a recruiter finds them. Whereas passive candidates, references, jano, pehchano, and then get into them for the considerable roles. Clear? Because this is the major mistakes we do when we are identifying a candidate. Till you're fine-tuned that, this will be a challenge. उसके बाद it's a piece of cake. हाँ, ये resume को देख लिया, ठीक है, पता है, इसके बारे में पता है, I know, it'll be like that, okay? So it's not going to be rocket science. So as I said, these are few of the platforms where you can source candidates, keep them in pipeline. Okay, you can take a screenshot. Anyway, this PowerPoint will be shared to you in the group. Okay, so these are the different, excuse me, benefits because they reach broad audience. As a job giver, you reach these portals, and as they support job seekers, it goes 1:many ratio. So, and also it's best for every level of job seeking, entry ho, higher resource ho, niche ho, whatever it is. Social media platforms, free of cost, LinkedIn. Facebook is excellent for digital marketers, social media promoters, and freelance, whatever freelancers you want, whether content writing, recruitment, job seeking, whatever it is. Instagram, not so much. Yes, Twitter, you get the high level elite candidates. Twitter, make sure you have the best account as a HR and you approach the candidate in a very, very professional manner. If not, it just crashes down. So be watchful when you're on Twitter. Benefits is direct access, access to candidates. There's no middleman. Kharcha kam. Simple logic. Agencies are there. I'm sure as job seekers, कहीं ना कहीं हमने किसी ना किसी एजेंसी को पैसा दिया है काम देने के लिए. Somewhere I really feel pity for it. Unfortunately, many people still pay consultancies to get you a job. Whereas that money, including LinkedIn, I would recommend if you're a job seeker, invest that money in skilling yourself, getting a certificate, do internships. Internshala जैसे बहुत सारे paid internships है जहाँ पे you even can be placed and absorbed rather than paying consultancies or HR backdoor. Invest in building yourself. ठीक है, कभी किसी को काम दिलाने के लिए पैसा मत देना, but learn and build yourself. All right. And also, it is good because consultancies do have the resources. That is what they are quick in the turnover ratio. अगर आज मैंने requirement दिया है and I'm not able to find, I don't have the bandwidth, I don't have Naukri portals as a company, then only I go to a consultancy because they have candidates already, they have access to multiple resources, and their turnover rate can be anywhere 48 hours to 72 hours. So nowadays, placement consultancies approach companies only with this kind of, assurance and also replacement of candidates. ठीक है? Clear? Was it too fast or?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है, चलो, good. So alternative sourcing, employee referral. यथार्थ ज्वाइन किया तो मैंने कहा यथार्थ, अरे यार तुम्हारे जैसे एक अच्छा सा बंदे को मुझे रेफर कर देना. So he will go, he'll say, Salma, Kashish, there's a requirement happening, why don't you come? So have a good relationship with the candidate whom you are hiring. Networking events, industry meetups. Guys, having your presence apart from the company you work for matters. Okay, whether it is Prashant sir here or me or any individual, the branding comes for who you are as an individual person, right? Company is the where you are. The same thing as politicians. I'm not going to compare, but politicians, it's, irrespective which political party they are, it's the person who does the good. अच्छाई करना तो अच्छाई कर सकता है. So if a candidate is really potential, it can happen in anywhere, and meeting such kind of people, keep them close, stay in connect. Universities, जैसे Kashish rightly said, we have alternative hiring through universities, campus placements, campus pools, job fairs, etc. We have freelancer platform, gender biased, like herkey.com is only for women based, and sheforjobs.com. So these are the few which is gender based. And alumni. अगर राजेश ने कहीं start किया company and he says, I have my friends who are ready to work, referrals and alumni definitely work with the lateral. So whoever your friends are right now, be in touch down the line 10, 15, 20 years also, they can pull you up. All right. Do not lose contacts. Huh. So why key metrics is like any other process to run in the fine line, we need guidelines, right? We need something to guide us. अगर आज मेरी तबीयत सही नहीं है, सलमा देख रही है, so she needs to know what is a company procedure and how to run it smoothly rather than depending on a one particular person. And this metrics and guidelines are for every designation. Not only hiring, but here hiring में इसका बहुत जरूरी है because कौन से platform पे source कर रहे हो. Like LinkedIn is good for elite level, people who are in the global transition, who are ready to travel in the global leverage, their presence, are they top voices, how are they posts, what are the quality of testimonials they have received. So that platform is ideal for the top level managements, CEOs, CXOs, directors, those kind of. And it's easy to fill them up because these guys notice periods are usually 60 days to 90 days for the higher level. ठीक है? If not, they have to have something called buyback policies. तो हमें वो झंझट नहीं चाहिए. So when we are hiring a particular designation, we should also know what is the notice period in different companies and what is the cost. अगर हम directly LinkedIn, Indeed जैसे elite levels पे हम hire कर रहे हैं, the cost is less. You can even go for a free premium with the LinkedIn membership to access the elite membership and cancel it. Agar if a company has certain companies, corporate companies take their membership itself, you can utilize those. So the cost is much more less than paying the third party vendor, that is a agency to hire. So एक candidate को hire करने में, what is the ratio? Was it covered? As a consultancy, how much a company should pay? No, okay. Let me just give you a rough idea. If I am a consultancy, Salma is a company. She comes, hey Anita, मुझे requirement है एक CEO की, CEO director की. So I said, yes, Salma, we have requirement for this. So what were the charges she has to pay a consultancy for hiring one candidate? Would be? Any guesses? Okay. कितना salary कितना हो सकता है सलमा आपके डायरेक्टर को?
Approximately 3.5 lakhs हो सकता है.
Per month?
हाँ, per month.
हाँ, तो ये per year CTC क्या हुए?
I don't know. उनके variable pay and all. I'm not sure.
ठीक है, मानो. Let's not get into variable pay or salary in hand. Let's keep, for example, for annual CTC is 25 lakhs. Okay, rough. This is very less. Huh? Usually these guys are charging somewhere 30 to 40 lakhs. Okay, so as a consultancy, if I'm going to look, if it is somewhere about 10 years to 15 years of experience is what you're looking in for that level, I would be charging you anything less than 10 to 15% of the CTC. So 20 lakh का 15% कितने हुए? And in that case, if Salma's having other requirements, imagine the money I'm minting as a consultancy. And ulta, I even take money from a candidate. सही है ना बात? So this is the actual cost. I would say this is a variable cost. Some few people even go for 8.22% if it is less than 10 years of experience, or it can be 7%, 8% of a candidate CTC. That is what the consultancies charge. And if you're going for Naukri portals, as I said, monthly unka accesses rehta hai. So it is cost to hire a candidate. So companies as well have a employee, in-house employee like us, since we are trained, we are equipped, and we are the right person to work in any corporate companies to be the into recruitment and sourcing. They can hire us and will be cost effective for them also. And you have a quality hiring. And this is a continuously different methods. There are different sourcing methods. क्या क्या होते हैं? Group discussion, MCQ,
technical round,
technical round, HR
चार
documentation
round,
round.
हाँ,
फिर बाद में round with the CEO, directors. Now, in fact, most of the ATS are also coming up where you have your tests, MCQ tests for non-technical. एंड वो टेस्ट भी इतने मजेदार बनाए सॉफ्टवेयर कि आई कांट टॉगल इफ आई एम टेकिंग इट इन माय लैपटॉप आई कैन नॉट टॉगल आई कैन नॉट डू चीटिंग मुझे गूगल में देख के भी नहीं कर सकती हूँ सो दे आर वर्किंग ऑन हैविंग द जेन्यून एंड द बेस्ट talented candidates. So be aware, have an open idea for different ATS platforms. Out of box is another platform like Naukri. It's just a plugin you download, and on LinkedIn, you put a search, it pulls in all the resources. You don't even have to pay people like Naukri and other things to find the ideal candidate. So based on the platforms, you have hatke wala thinking innovation groups who are coming up in helping sourcing platforms with different metrics or as per your own requirement. Okay, so even Cebrex, CEBREX, were one of the freelance recruiter friendly portal which had access that they have a requirement if you're a freelancer. Excuse me. You're a freelancer, you have a resume, you upload it, checks for the duplicacy, and if it is not duplicate, you get paid 300, 400 per candidate. So वो एक जमाना था where all the freelance recruiters were literally buzzing around these kind of ATS platforms. So have a listening ear and be aware of innovative technology shows related to recruitment, sourcing, ATS platforms. Through this way, you are ahead in your company and not just gaining certification as a HR sourcing and recruitment person, but you know what is right for your company, at what time, what cost, whom to contact, and why to contact. This will make you stand out of the crowd. Barobar? I just learned that word from my friend then. Okay, so quick summary. We're already 3 o'clock. Sorry, we're already 4:10. So can Kashish do this summary for me? I don't want to trouble Salma Bogle.
sure,
Yes,
ma'am,
sir.
I'll do that. Okay, so effective candidate sourcing is a blend of platforms and techniques. Leverage multiple channels like job boards, social media, and employer referrals. Continuously refine sourcing strategies based on hiring metrics and trends. So the next steps would be evaluate current sourcing channels, identify opportunities to diversify your sourcing strategy.
Thank you, Kashish. So the last one, identify opportunities, is what requirement you have. You have a technical requirement, go to the ATS which has technical database well. You have a non-technical financial BPO kind of requirement, and monstershine.com, या फिर even kamkida.com, apnaapp.com. They are much more for non-technical finance. Freelancers, you can definitely go for freelancers.com. There are websites. So just Google K, stay updated, build your own database, and now you have ChatGPT exploited with the right prompts. In fact, the whole PPT, along with thanks to Prashant sir, that I was able to build up with ChatGPT, including the image and other things. So things can happen just within 10 to 15 minutes. The whole world is in your hands, right? So be updated. There is no job right now without being updated in technology, but same time being human, staying connected with the departments is very, very important. Okay? Only when you know there is a requirement, you can plug in the demand. Supply and demand is an ever-growing evolution, and it has to be growing on to roll the ball of the company. And for your own livelihood, you need individually stand apart from the crowd. Be it your communication skills, your presentation skills, your knowledge, your skill sets, your awareness, your network, your community support system, everything. Because you're racing with an AI. ठीक है? Chalo. Any questions so far? Yes, no, maybe.
No, ma'am.
ठीक है, great. Thank you so much. I'll ask Azu ma'am to share the PowerPoint and the assignment. ठीक है, assignment मैं दिखा देती हूँ 1 minute. So this is the assignment which I have put in. The same format you can use either as a PowerPoint or as a document. Okay. There are 2 things: source strategy, sourcing strategy development. You can select any one of this, and this document will be shared. Second will be employer branding and development, enhancing your branding. Provide 3 actions you would take to strengthen the company's employer's brand. जैसे हमने बताया about branding, credibility, trust, employee welfare, benefits of the employees, the stability of the company. It can also be something which you have in terms of RPOs, या फिर उनका stake in the share market, how stable they are, how good they are growing. It can be anything. Get as creative as possible and share this in the documentation format. Okay, I will go through that and check. And if not, we are there on the group. Just ping, check for any doubts. Guys, have as many doubts as possible. There's nothing as silly doubts. There's nothing as stupid doubts. Everything is a doubt. Okay? Chalo. Take care. Salma, take care. Get well soon.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Chalo. Take care, Yatrat, Kashish,
Thank you, ma'am.
Rajesh.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Pranjali,
Thank you, ma'am.
Akash. Take
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye, ma'am.
Bye,
Bye,
dear.
ma'am.
Bye, Pranjali.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye-bye. Bye, Arpin sir. Bye, Likit. Bye-bye. Take care.